Y'all, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Jeffree Star, but he recently put on his tinfoil hat and did a live stream where he talked about crazy conspiracy theories. And I say they're crazy conspiracy theories because there's a couple of things that he said where it's like, sir, where's your education? Jeffree got so crazy during this conspiracy live stream that TikTok literally did away with him. Just did away with it. They was like, nope, and ended the stream for him. And then literally he said multiple friends started texting him all at once. He's like, oh, I'm not checking my phone, like I'm doing my live stream. So they're probably telling you to chill the hell out on your live stream. But he didn't heed the warning, and TikTok went ahead and shut down the whole thing for him. What were some of the things that he was talking about, you might be asking? Well, he was talking about race and aliens and how Bill Gates funded the and then y'all, so much shit. Know what happened to Jeffree as well, y'all. I don't know if he did too much snow before he went on, or if he dabbled in the devil's lettuce a little bit too long before he started this live stream, but he was giving me true Mr. Garrison vibes. Every other minute was a, okay.
I might save your life someday, okay?
Okay, Mr. Mackey, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's just dive into the live stream.
America. The curriculum that we're taught as kids and in high school, junior high, elementary, that was all made up by someone. We want you to be a worker bee. We don't want to teach you how to be an entrepreneur and independent. We want you to be a worker bee and a slave to the system and be broke. That's what America does. They set you up to fail. No one wants you to be a free thinker. No one wants you to be an entrepreneur. So you know what I did? I said, fuck them, I'm gonna be both. I made my own money, my own lane. I was never a slave to the system. I never went to college.
I know. Okay, we're just starting this stream, so I didn't mean to just like clip it right here and just start talking immediately, but I do want to say that Jeffree Star did talk about openly having and getting government benefits such as SNAP whenever he was growing up. And for those of you who don't know what the SNAP program is, it's basically like whether it's Medicaid that you're getting or Medicare or food stamps. So he did openly talk about how they did use welfare growing up. So that is the system, and that is, you know, being a part of the system, and there's no shame to that. But I do just want to bring that up because he's making it look like he just totally avoided the system growing up, but it's normal, you know what I mean? There's a lot of families who depend on SNAP benefits. There's nothing to be ashamed about. The only shame in it really, and I kind of agree with what he's saying here, America has went downhill like drastically when it comes to job opportunities, when it comes to payments, whenever it comes to just being able to make it by on a day-to-day basis. There's people who used to live check to check who now can't make it living check to check, and they're trying to seek outside, you know, benefits because it's getting really hard to make it, especially if you're a single family or if you're just a single person trying to get by in America today. It is very hard, and I did agree with a little bit of what he was saying, how you go to school and you're taught to be a worker bee in a way. They don't really teach you how to do your taxes. They don't teach you the things like you really need to know. And that was a problem I had whenever I was growing up in school. I had to emancipate myself because I moved out at a really young age, and I ended up having to homeschool myself because, girl, I could not work 2 different jobs trying to make it by and be attending high school. Like that was not it. So I do agree there to an extent. The school systems aren't really teaching you that much. You need to know whenever it comes to becoming an adult and coming into this new like chapter of your life that you're going to be having, where you're going to be working and paying all these different things and taxes. And I'm getting off topic now, but let's just hop back into the video.
I'm not in debt, and that's how it should be. But America wants you in debt, and they want you enslaved. They want you to be stupid, they want you to be a sheep, and they want you to believe every little thing they're telling you. And TikTok is awakening people. People are uploading videos and files from years and years ago, and now we know, wow, that moon landing was really created in a Hollywood soundstage.
I don't have too much to say about this because it's just a conspiracy theory. There's a lot of people, it's 50-50. I want to know what y'all think about it in the comments. A lot of people do think that the moon landing was fake, but then there's another whole group of people who think it was real. And I remember I watched a video trying to debunk the moon landing theory, and if it was made on a Hollywood stage. There was people who said like the lighting did not add up, like saying it looked like there was ring lights or some type of stage involved for the moon landing. And I have really no idea, no real thoughts on that. I don't know, I think it's crazy. So let me know in the comment section if y'all ever watched this theories of the moon landing being fake and what you guys think about it.
They asked, did y'all ever see stars out there? No, the light. Girl, shut up. It was pitch black out there. You should have been able to see every damn star.
I am not an expert, again, whenever it comes to astro studies, but I did do my own independent research whenever it comes to space. Like, y'all, I have a telescope. I used to literally go outside for fun and just stare at the stars and like find different constellations. But the thing about it is that the stars are not visible on the moon, at least in photos, and sometimes to the human eye. No camera, and mostly the human eye, can't see them. And this is just because the lunar surface in the sunlight is so bright that the stars get kind of washed out when you're on the moon's surface. And there's no human eye, there's no camera that really has the dynamic range to process something that's super bright next to something that's less bright, if that makes sense. None of the Apollo missions were able to see the stars very well because when they traveled in the sunlight throughout like most of their journey. So when they orbited the moon, they could see the stars when they were in the moon's shadow, but that's like trying to see the stars during the daytime from Earth. You're just not going to be able to do it.
But baby, hold on, let me block some people. Bree, you are so stupid, girl. I feel bad for you. Dixie, you're losing it too. All these people coming off from the FYP page, you're brainwashed.
I'm somebody who I very much enjoy open discussions. Even if I don't agree with the person I'm discussing a topic with, I feel like it's very important to have open discussions and be very respectful of the open discussion, even if you don't agree with that person. I could sit down and literally have the facts, and somebody can be trying to tell me their statistics to the side of their story, and if they don't match up with the fact-checked statistics that I have, I'm gonna know, like, okay, you didn't come into this conversation that educated, but I still will hear your side of what you're trying to say. Just to not be disrespectful. It's important to have open conversations and open discussions to get everybody's, perspective, and I'm very open about that on my channel, is being able to have a safe space for people to come in and give their side and their perspectives without being judged. And the thing is, that's very contradictory for Jeffree to say, if you're coming from the For You page, you're brainwashed. And I'm blocking you. Because shortly after this statement in this live stream, he said it's very important for people to be talking about, this and having open discussions. So Jeffree, please don't contradict yourself to that extent.
You're brainwashed, of course. See people already in the chat. You're crazy, you're delusional, you're weird, this is wild. Yep, you're brainwashed. And I feel really, really bad for you. I really do. Because we're allowed to be free thinkers. And if you think we're not, that's a problem. People really don't like when you're speaking the damn truth. They don't like it. So let's go back to it. Has anyone in this chat seen the other side of the moon? You haven't, and you never will. So I'm not saying I know what the moon is. I'm just telling you it's very simple. And if you have common sense, you can look outside and realize you've only ever seen one side of the moon since you were a child. And you must think, isn't that a little peculiar?
I feel like Miss Frizzle watching this, because I feel like I'm going to be the only one adding educational value to this conversation. So let me whip out the big brain real quick, y'all. I want to talk about why you only see one side of the moon. And this isn't like, oh, that's so weird. Like, that is a conspiracy. Like, oh my goodness, the moon has to be fake, right? The moon's fake because we only get to see one side of it. That's like saying the Earth is fake because it rotates on its axis. Now, the moon does rotate on its axis, and one rotation, it takes nearly as much time as one revolution around Earth. So if the moon were to rotate quickly, like several times per month, or just to not rotate at all, Earth would be exposed to every side of the moon. The Earth and the moon spin it's almost exactly the same time it takes to orbit around Earth. So the time for the moon to spin around its axis just one time is the exact same amount of time it would take to orbit around Earth. So hence, the moon will always keep the same side pointing our way. And this is not a coincidence. There's billions of years and evidence that the Earth's gravity has forced the moon to spin synchronously with its orbit, and that's why you only see one side of the moon, Jeffree. If you literally could have Googled this and found out why we only see one side of the moon. But again, this is something that you learn in 7th grade education, so.
You've only ever seen one side of the moon since you were a child. And you must think, isn't that a little peculiar?
I'm going to be doing a part 2 to this video because he talked about a lot that I want to debunk. So with that being said, I'll catch you in the second half to this.